Movies and Martinis celebrates women and diversity in the entertainment world
by ranking trending movies, shows, and books
with two completely different perspectives and ranked by delicious martinis.
Listen to find out how many martinis we felt it was worth.
And learn about the women who have written, performed, and/or directed in everything we have rated.
A new episode is available every Thursday on your favorite podcast platform and YouTube. What's up, everyone? Welcome to our podcast. I'm Priya.
And I'm Mercy. How you doing, Priya?
I'm good. You got your martini?
Oh, I do.
in our little movie setup.
I love it.
I don't know.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh, mine looks huge. As it should be.
I love this.
I know.
Setup. And we're totally trying this on YouTube again. Oh my God, this is going to be so much fun.
I know. All right. I'm super psyched.
Yes.
So let's do this.
Okay. Well, today's episode is based on a true story available on Peacock.
Yes, it is. And spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it, now is the time to pause, go watch it, and then come right back. If you just want to know what it's all about, then you can listen to us and we'll tell you how many martinis it's really worth.
Yes, grab a martini and hang out with us a little bit.
Yeah. And Priya, okay, so let me confess. Well, I not only have the martini, okay, because we are recording somewhat early. I know it looks dark here, but it is a little bit early. So I have a martini, but full disclosure, I also have a latte.
What?
Yes, a latte. Look, a coffee.
You have a latte and a martini? How are you?
And a martini. Wait.
What?
And then I have water.
What? I have water too, somewhere.
So,
but wait, do you have olives? Do you have olives in your martini?
No, I couldn't do olives because I'm having coffee. Don't ask. It's kind of weird.
I was about to say, that would be a weird kind of mix to do.
Yeah. No, it's just straight up martini. Yeah. I didn't even put vermouth, which I love putting I put them.
I didn't do vermouth. I just did Tito's and some olives and olive juice, and that's it.
That works.
That works, dude.
I love making chocolate martinis. Okay, we're totally leaving the show.
Yeah,
Let's talk about the show. You and I are ADHD, and our martinis just take off on their own.
Yes.
So we'll talk about chocolate martinis at a different time. But remind me, there's a coffee we can make with liquor. Literally, instead of water, we use liquor, and then that's what it's like. This whole
you're getting off on a tangent again. Okay,
I know.
Are you talking about
that's Kahlua? The coffee?
Are you talking about Kahlua?
No, it's something else.
Bailey's?
No.
Okay. All right.
Forget it.
Episode.
Yeah. I'll find out. I'll share it with everybody. It's yummy. All right. So let's do this. So let's talk about why we chose this. So this show, I think one of the funnest thing about it to begin with, right, is the title, based on a true story.
Yes.
Right? So I thought that was pretty cool. And then it has to do with this whole podcasting theme. So I thought, well, okay, definitely have to watch this. And it was trending. Everybody was talking about it. So we had to know what it was all about.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more in detail what it's all about.
Wait, the spoiler alert. We need the spoiler
alert. I already said it. Stop drinking your martini. I said spoiler alert. If you haven't watched it, pause.
I swear, guys, it's my first martini for the show. I swear.
Yeah, girl.
We're recording. This is a recording session with multiple episodes. This is my first one. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So, Priya, please tell us, what is the show all about?
Yes. So this show is about a realtor, a former tennis star, and a plumber seizing a unique opportunity to capitalize on America's obsession with true crime, and they do it through a podcast. So that summary is from IMDb, but there's so much more that takes place in here, and the plumber is not just a plumber. No. Spoiler.
Let me tell you, I thought it had a great cast. I really loved everybody in the show. I watched it Well, I think you told me you watched it all in one night, right? You just binge
Yes,
watched the whole
I
thing.
completely binged it until like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, no, I finished like almost all of it, and then I finished it the following day. But the show, as you had mentioned, is on Apple TV, or where did you watch it?
Peacock. It's on Peacock.
Oh, on Peacock. Okay,
Yeah.
it's on Apple also, and on Vudu, so it's on a different platforms. But yeah, what was your favorite part of it?
Ooh, okay. So I was so the plumber in this show is the murderer.
The serial killer.
Yeah. So the realtor and the tennis star, they're a married couple, and they start a podcast together because they discover that the plumber is a notorious psycho killer going around and murdering people. And they want to capitalize on it because they're just having a hard time in the work. Like the tennis star, it's flubbing, like he's not doing so good. He's not making.
Well, he had, right. He was injured. So he was actually teaching, or he was a coach teaching tennis lessons. And he just got demoted because some other hot guy came in, and everybody loves the new guy because he's young and hot, and everybody's going to him for the private classes. So he got demoted to the children area, so it was financially hard for them. She's a realtor who's also pregnant, and she's having a hard time with sales for homes, so she's out there trying to make a living as a realtor, but no money's really coming in.
None.
And the crowd that they hang out with is very well to do, so they're like actually the struggling couple in all of the couples that they hang out with.
Yeah.
So she's a podcast junkie, and she loves true crime. So she's always talking about it to him, right? And he's like, nah, all the time. Like he just doesn't care. And he doesn't even feel it's healthy for her to be listening to that obsessively. And that's how it all starts. I think that's like the whole beginning of the movie is kind of how it's all set up. And then it goes into where they bring the plumber in, and it's this whole thing, and they find out that the plumber is actually the serial killer that everybody's been looking for. And it happens to be that it's the one night that they go out. So Kaylee Kuko, whose name is Ava in the show, her husband goes out to throw darts at a bar. They meet the bartender, and the bartender's a girl from
Stranger Things. Yeah.
Natalia Dyer. So, right. So when I saw her, I was like, oh my gosh, she's here. Yeah. So she's the bartender, and she's actually how the show really begins, because she's being killed. She's working out with one of these like mirrors that shows your workout. And all of a sudden the guy shows up, and he just starts stabbing her. Do you remember what they call him?
Oh, you mean like the murderer name? The murderer name?
He's the something serial killer. The Bay serial killer, or the...
So the name of the murderer is the West Side Ripper.
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 That sounds gorier.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is gory, and he is doing this. And so the guy's name is Matt, the plumber, the killer, the
and he's hot.
serial killer.
And he's a hot plumber.
Extra hot. Yeah, he's super hot. And you know, it's funny, totally off topic again, story of our lives. Every time he smiles, he reminds Billy and I of Eric. Our nephew Eric, who's an actor, and we're like, oh my god, that totally should have been Eric. That looks like Eric. So yeah. So anyway,
Eric would have been great for that part.
I agree. I agree 100%. So Matt and Nathan become somewhat friends. They have like this little bromance going on. And one of the nights that they're out at the bar, they have they're throwing darts and they're having drinks, and Nathan meets the bartender, who's really cute. Matt says, I think she's into you. He's like, there's no way. But he still has that little thought behind his head. Anyhow, it ends up that he drinks too much. He gets home really late. Matt drags him home, if I recall correctly, right? And he drops him off at home. They go out again. The next thing you know is the girl's on the news that she's been found dead. But that's the night, that was like their second outing. And that's the night that Ava realizes that Nathan wasn't home last night. So she's like, oh my God, where were you? and why were you, she goes into his laptop, and why were you researching this girl?
Yeah. Okay. So
Remember that?
side note, all her friends are cheating on their husbands.
And that's a normal thing to them.
And they have like open relationships with their husbands and whatever their side dude is. So this has her like alarmed because she's not in this phase, like she's not doing this. Her and her husband are not cheating on each other. So when she sees the profile open, she's like, what's going on? Like, is he cheating on me? Because it's on her mind because her friends are doing it.
Right. And then she realized that's the dead girl. And that takes a whole turn on its own. So he freaks out and he says, no, yes, that was a bartender. And oh my God, I just saw this and I wasn't with her. And so it just develops. The show goes on and on and on. It's really good, I think.
Okay, so what's your favorite part? What's your favorite part?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Tell me yours first, because I can't remember. And I just watched it.
So I don't know if it's like, because it's a series. There are multiple episodes in the season. I don't have one exact favorite part, but my favorite like thing going on in the whole show is how irritating the plumber is. So I love it when shows and movies like elicit emotions from you. Like that's how you remember stuff. Like if you're laughing, you're irritated, you're mad, crying, whatever you're doing, if the show or movie's doing that to you, you know it's good because you're invested, you're emotionally invested. So I was so irritated with the plumber because I'm like, this guy, he's going to steal their idea. So the whole time he's like running with the whole podcast idea. After they come up with it, the couple comes up with it, and he's the murderer. So he's just like so excited. He has something that he could focus on and he could really dive into his work. And he's talking to other murderers about start being part of his podcast and being guests on it. And they go to a convention, but he's just so irritating looking at and listening to because he's just like basically stealing their idea.
Yeah. And so here's a question for you. Did you find towards the beginning of the show, right? Like maybe the first and second episode, that there was this doubt that it was the plumber and that there was a possibility that Nathan could have been the killer?
Yes.
Right? It kind of throws you in that direction. Like, wait, what if it's not? If they want you to think that it's this guy, but it's not.
Yeah. And I actually thought that throughout most of the show because I kept on thinking, well, maybe the plumber is just playing along just to mess with the tennis star. Like I felt like he was just messing with him the whole time. Like, oh, I know what you did and I'm totally going to run with this and I'm going to blackmail you. So I kind of thought like most of the show, this was really happening. But then later on in the show, it's like, nah, it's really the plumber.
Yeah, it was really him. And I'm pretty sure he's not going to appreciate that we keep referring to him as a plumber, but he could be the hot plumber.
He's a fictional character.
He definitely is.
Okay, so what was your favorite part then?
So I want to say my favorite part is at the end, how he's got like this romance going on with her sister.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. So it's kind of crazy, right? But it's apparent during the last show, right as the show's about to end, that their fling has been going on from the beginning, and you've never known about it. But they do throw each other looks, like, and they do, and there's an attraction usually by her. Yeah, there's an attraction from day one, from the first day she saw him. Because she leaves the college, she comes back. I guess time's gone by, but when he approaches her at the end of the last show, it made me think like, oh my God, is he going to kill her? Or because he just sneaks up behind her. She's, I think, cleaning up the party mess that was there. Yeah. And he shows up behind her and then he puts his hand around her. But what he's actually doing is like kissing her and hugging her. And then you realize, oh, there's something happening and this has been going on for a little while. Which makes everything else click into place of how they surprised them for the party, and you wonder how much she knows. Yeah. I felt that one of the best characters is the friend that they kill, Priscilla. Oh, Priscilla. Ruby. I thought she was an excellent character. I
So
love her character.
Was she your favorite female character? Because we got to talk about women and diversity in the show.
Yeah. So, okay, so one of the things that I feel was wonderful is that the cast is predominantly women, which I loved. So again, it's starting with Kaylee Cuoco, then you get Priscilla Quintana, which is a Hispanic, clearly, Natalia Dyer, Liana Liberato, Annabelle Dexter-Jones, and so on and so on. But what's even better than that is that right when the show starts, you see the directors or producers, and you have all these female names just being exploded at you. Do you have some of those names, Priya?
Yes, I do. So let me read them off real quick. So women that produced this show, other than Kelly Cook, how do you say her last name, Mercy? Cuoco. Other than Kelly Cuoco, is Melissa Blake and Roxy Rodriguez. They're both producers on the show, female producers.
So all three are producers because
yes.
Kaylee's also one of the producers. So they have 3 female producers, which yes. I thought was beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And then one thing that really gets overlooked, and only because, you know, I have a video production company, I know how much work this is, editing. So one of the editors is Marissa Mueller, and
nice.
Editing is a huge job because this is what you and I are seeing. The
right.
final piece is what you and I are seeing. And I mean, there are 4 editors on this show, which is fantastic. But Marissa Mueller edited 3 episodes. So I do have to point that out.
Okay. Good. I love it. And I love that we're seeing it more and more each day because it feels so important. Diversity does matter, and representation matters. So putting that aside, how many martinis would you give it, Priya?
I would give it 4. 4 martinis. I enjoyed it.
With you. I am right with you.
Cheers.
I would give it 4. It's definitely. It is not a 5 by any means, but it is definitely a 4. It is worth the watch. So, 4 martinis. If we had 4 martinis right now, we'd pass the hell out.
No, this show would be trashed.
So we're gonna keep it to drinking 1 martini, but giving it 4.
Yes. So we both gave it 4 martinis. And we love that you tuned in today. You're watching our YouTube video or you're tuning in on a podcast platform and listening to our show. So thank you so much. Make sure you tune in next week. Like, share, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Absolutely. And we will see you at the next one. Have a wonderful one, guys. Bye.